Hello, welcome Year 11 parents. Feels very strange to be doing a Loom video to you all, where normally I'd be inviting you into school and we'd be sharing how we were going to help and support all your children during this time, but it's a very different time. So in this initial video of a series, I wanted to give you a reminder of some of the key changes we've made, obviously, due to COVID this year, and give you an introduction to a roadmap of some key dates and assessment points throughout the year. My name is Simon Bowden. I have responsibility for your child's experience through Key Stage 4, so that's my responsibility to take you through a few of these things, and obviously backed up by the pastoral team, Miss Foster, Mr. Stevens and Miss Clark, alongside all the teachers. We have made some changes here with regard to hands-face space, and our take on that was that we want to keep your hands clean, and we are encouraging all the students at the beginning and end of lessons to sanitize their hands. We're sanitizing equipment. We've got a bigger cleaning routine. All the students are outside the building during break times to allow us and facilitate that. Obviously, social distancing, which, as you will know, is particularly difficult for teenagers to adhere to, but where possible, we are asking them to keep their distance, at least within a metre at times. Of course, walking around our Victorian building at times is difficult for that, but the one-way systems we have in place ensures that everybody is moving in the same direction, and therefore we're not having as much face-to-face contact, which we know is so important in helping us control the virus. Of course, everybody's wearing masks in communal areas, and then in some classrooms we're also teaching from the front in many classrooms. So again, we're keeping this 2 metre distance from teachers and students. But one of our main areas that we're sharing with the students, and obviously comes from our old ethos for around the school, is just to be careful and keep caring about one another. And obviously we're all in school at the moment. We're not necessarily protecting ourselves, especially if we're a teenager, but we are very vigilant of the parents and grandparents and aunties and uncles and older friends that we may have out in our communities, and we're being very keen to make a point about being careful for them. So we've had a couple of weeks. It has taken a little while to re-educate students, but thankfully Year 11 have really settled to it well. And as we go through, obviously, that will become more of the normal state of affairs. In terms of this year, this is the big date for our children and your sons and daughters. The 19th of August 2021 will be Results Day. We will be celebrating in their academic success, both on their GCSEs and on their BTECs or their vocational qualifications. However, we still don't know, because there is a consultation out at the moment, whether students will be sitting exams or whether they will be given centre-assessed grades. The consultation on this is out from the Department of Education and through Ofqual, which is a qualifications body, and the consultation closes on the 20th of September, as you can see here, and then we will be notified as to whether students are sitting exams or whether they'll be getting a centre-assessed grade as we followed this time. So how do we prepare students for that? Very good question. We have had some information back from exam boards about tweaks to curriculum, and we're sharing those through to the students, and we are collating that information because exam boards are still coming back to us with slight tweaks on any changes. For example, maths have no tweaks at all. English, a couple of the poetry sections are being changed and there won't be requirements. Art, we are confident that there won't be an exam as such, but there'll be 100% coursework this year. So they're starting to trickle through from different exam boards, but as soon as we have it categorically that this is what the assessment procedure is, we obviously will share that with you. What we're keen to impress on the students is that obviously every lesson counts and every opportunity to learn and demonstrate your learning counts. What we found from Centre Assessed Grades last year was that the students who worked consistently hard throughout the year pretty much ended up with their expected grades and the options that they wanted at post-16. The students who maybe didn't demonstrate the best attitudes to learning or were a bit slow to get going in year 11, while some of them kind of missed out on the grades that they were expecting. So really from now, every second really does count. And to help you get your head around what we've got coming up for the year, this roadmap hopefully will help us. We're just in September here, and our first big point of assessment and feeding back to you on students, because obviously we're conscious of getting as much teaching and learning done during this term to help us to bridge the gaps from time that we lost from March, is that there will be information provided to you about how your son and daughter is travelling over this term, and an opportunity to discuss that via a parents' evening. Now, it's very likely that will be a virtual experience, either by Zoom call or over the telephone. We have to be very careful about how we're bringing groups of people in, and obviously large groups of people, and having them mixing around. So we are looking at a virtual booking system to run that, but we are committed to providing you with that face-to-face or that voice-to-voice contact for Parents' Evening on the 22nd or around that of October. That's a Thursday evening. Following that, in November, we have a formal assessment window. Typically, we'd be running exams at this point, but we actually have made the decision, because of the teaching time and that takes away from our classroom time. This will be an assessment window that will take place in class. Subjects will notify students how they're going to do it, whether it's a series of short tests or whether it's a one-off test. It may be in class, it may be online. We have a few options for that, but there will be a formal window, and we will be reporting back to you at the end of December about those assessment results. Now, why this is important to get assessment data to you and to the students and give them a really good understanding of what levels they can expect in the summer is because on the 4th of December, all the external college applications around the city, so Basvic, Vaughan, Met, Plumpton, they will start to close those windows in the 4th. So you can apply to those colleges, and of course we're hopeful that they'll also apply to Cardinal Newman, but the windows start to close around December. And I will share another video about and talk a little bit more about options at the end of this video, but I'll send a far more in-depth video with regards to the option process. As we go through the rest of the year, on the 25th of January, we have committed to an exam series for core subjects, and of course that's English, Maths, Science and RE. That may be reviewed if we're under Centre Assessed Grades. We may use that time in a different way, but if it's examinations, then we need to give students some experience of being in an exam and being under that condition of exam day after day. So we'll start with a core program there, and very likely there will be another an exam series towards the end of March, around April time. And then generally GCSE exams, if we are running exams, will be starting in May, they run through into June, and they're normally finished by July. But of course, this time, if there are exams, they may be postponed a little bit later. We just don't know at the moment. We haven't been given that guidance. We're waiting for the consultation results to come back. And of course, as soon as we have them, I'll be able to discuss that with you and firm up our plans. But pretty much up to December is set in stone, and those areas will be getting communicated to students. Staff are aware and are planning all their teaching towards those assessments, and hopefully that will help with some of the planning that you'll be needing for applying for post-16 options. In terms of post-16 options, I really think it's important to be having this conversation, and if we were face-to-face, I'd be giving you a big eulogy around the reason I worked very hard at school, but instead I'm going to share this picture with you of Stoke-on-Trent. This is in the late 70s. I was there more in the late 80s at school, but just around the corner here was the secondary school that I attended, and really my why was that to escape moving out of the school and into one of these factories was that I thought I had a lot more to offer myself than just working in a factory all the time. But at the time when I grew up, that was the expectation. It was pretty limited. Now, Brighton's a very different place. There's very little manufacturing industry around here. I appreciate there's a lot more service industry. But of course, when we're having these discussions with our children, as I have with my own son, who's in just starting Key Stage 4, really starting to fire their imagination of what actually is available to them. And I have a short video here to explain that. And after that, I'll let you know what the options are around for us at Cardinal Newman.
It's exam results time, and you're probably thinking, what's my next move after GCSEs? It's a challenging time, and this question may feel particularly daunting given the uncertainty of COVID-19. There are lots of options for you to think about. We've put together a guide to help you decide the best match for you. There are 6 types of study to choose from: apprenticeships, A-levels, T-levels, technical and vocational qualifications, applied qualifications, and traineeships. An apprenticeship is a real job with training and a salary which can lead you onto a higher level or degree apprenticeship, university or work. An A-level is an academic qualification, similar in style to GCSEs, that prepares you for further study. A-levels mainly lead you into university or college, but can also take you into an apprenticeship or work. A T-level is a technical study programme, equivalent to 3 A-levels, with an industry placement that makes up 20% of the course. T-levels are designed to give you the skills that employers need and can lead on to an apprenticeship, university, college, or work. Technical and vocational qualifications are a work-focused study programme that give you the preparation and training needed for work or an apprenticeship. Although they mainly lead students into work or an apprenticeship, they can also lead to college. Applied qualifications combine academic learning with practical skills to prepare you for further study. They give you a good overview of a sector you might be interested in. They mainly lead you to university or college, but can also help you get into an apprenticeship or work. Last but not least is a traineeship. Traineeships give you the preparation you need to go into a job or an apprenticeship. There's some study involved, but they focus on work skills and include a placement with an employer. We hope you found this helpful. For more information, search online for the route you're interested in. Good luck!
So I think it's fair to say there's a few more options available than perhaps when we were leaving school, where there may have been an academic route into A-levels or into a technical college or into the world of work. So there are a few more options around there, and we use independent advice and guidance from a number of different organisations, and also your son or daughter will receive a careers interview from Amanda Carroll, who works very closely with us in terms of helping students to think about their next steps. And obviously that work will go on during the next few weeks. In terms of looking just close to home in Newman College, we have a couple of different pathways available. One is a very academic A-level and BTEC route. As students will need to be looking at getting level 4s at GCSE and above. And the second pathway is getting 5 level 4 or above subjects, or passing their BTECs and taking on BTEC level 3 courses. Every college caters for students in a different way, and as I say, I will share more information with you so you're well versed in that. But I thought I'd share a small snapshot of that with you, so you can start engaging in those conversations. And I think those 6 options on the video there are a really good way to help you understand what's coming next, and also for students to start to focus on what they may fancy doing, whether they want to stay in education and what they'll need to do that. It's very competitive. Whether they want to go into apprenticeships, or whether they're looking at the world of work. So I look forward to speaking with you again. If you do have any questions or queries, you can come back to myself at s.bowden@cncs.co.uk, or my colleagues Claire Foster, Tim Stevens, Carla Clark. We're really here to serve your wonderful children, and make sure that they get their absolute most out of this year, that they don't waste any opportunities, and they really do fulfill all the potential that God has given them. Okay, we'll speak soon. Thank you.